So far we come to know that force acting on a charged particle in a electric field is given by F is equal to QE. F is equal to QE. The charged particle may be static or it may be moving. It will experience a force, and that force is given by F is equal to Q into E. See here, velocity has no role to play. See here we have not considered in velocity term. It is moving, it will experience a force. Okay. Then in a magnetic field, a charged particle experiences a force, and this is given by Q into V cross B. V cross B. Or this is equal to BQV sin theta, BQV sin theta into n cap, where n cap is the unit vector along the direction of force. It is perpendicular to the plane containing both direction of magnetic field and direction of motion of the charged particle. Then, see, we come across Lorentz force. The force experienced by a charged particle in the presence of both electric and magnetic field is called Lorentz force. The force experienced by a charged particle moving in both electric and magnetic field, moving in a combined field, is called as magnetic Lorentz force. Is generally called Lorentz force. It is given by Q into E plus V cross B. Q is taken outside. Force experienced by a current carrying conductor kept in a magnetic field is given by BIL sin theta into n cap, or F is equal to I into L cross B. L cross B. So this force is always perpendicular to the plane containing both current carrying conductor and the direction of magnetic field. So using this equation we can define what is meant by unit of magnetic field. So I must tell you something about unit of magnetic field. SI unit of magnetic field. SI unit of magnetic field. Suppose if you take this equation, F is equal to BIL sin theta. How we can write B? B is equal to F by I into L sin theta. I into L sin theta. If L is equal to 1 meter, I is equal to 1 ampere, theta is equal to 90 degree, and F is equal to 1 Newton, then B is equal to 1 Tesla. 1 Tesla. T stands for Tesla. Say in the name of Nikola Tesla, we call it as Tesla, generally called as Tesla. The magnetic field experienced by a current carrying conductor is said to be 1 Tesla when a force of 1 Newton experienced by a conductor of length 1 meter carrying 1 ampere of current kept perpendicular to the field direction. When a conductor of length 1 meter carrying a current of 1 ampere kept perpendicular to the field direction experiences a force of 1 Newton, then the corresponding magnetic field is said to be 1 Tesla. When a conductor of length 1 meter carrying a current of 1 ampere kept perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field experiences a force of 1 Newton, then the corresponding magnetic field is to be 1 Tesla. This is one way of defining Tesla.
See, Tesla is a very big unit actually. In CGS system, it is expressed in terms of Gauss, Gauss, Gauss. See, this is in SI, this is in CGS. So remember, 1 Tesla is equal to 10 raised to minus 4 Gauss. 1 Tesla equals 10 raised to minus 4 Gauss. See, both these scientists, Tesla as well as Gauss, are very big name in electricity and magnetism. See, they are all giants. You can call it as giants in physics. So both are highly intellectual people. They have contributed a lot for the development of electromagnetism. So that's why their name was given. Then how can you write the dimension of B? Dimension of B can be written like this, is equal to dimension of F by dimension of I and dimension of length. What is the dimension of force? mLT power minus 2. For I, A, ampere. For length, L. See, therefore what you are going to get? The dimension of B is equal to, L got cancelled, L power 0, T power minus 2, A power minus 1. See, this is the dimension formula for magnetic fields. Please check it up. See if any mistake is there, correct it. See, because I have taken this equation, F B is equal to F by BIL sin theta. You just forget about sin theta because it's a number. I take dimension for force. Force dimension is mLT power minus 2, that is known to you. And what is the dimension for current? Dimension for current is ampere. Dimension for length is L. Say power is same, therefore L power 0, T power minus 2, power minus 1. This is the dimension. Have you got my point? See, if you want to know about this, Tesla is a unit for magnetic field. If you take neutron star during the evolution of stars, you may be knowing that after steady state has been elapsed, the star gradually shifts to red giant stage, and sometimes it undergoes, if it is a huge or a giant star, if the core density is very high, mass of the core is more than 50 times mass of the sun. So in such a cases, it may undergo supernova explosion. After supernova explosion, the core started condensing into a small sphere because of inward gravitational force, and it is converted into a sphere which consisting only of neutrons, and the density at that stage, density of the matter at the stage is of the order 10 raised to 17 kg per cubic meter, and we call it as neutron star. It is also called pulsar. See, at that stage the magnetic field is very, very high. Magnetic field at the neutron star stage is of the order 10 raised to 8. The high magnetic field that you can produce at the laboratory condition is 10 raised to 0 or 1 Tesla. In the magnetic field, you can produce magnetic field of the order 1 Tesla. See, around, if you take a magnetic field around a bar magnet, it will be around 10 raised to minus 2 Tesla or minus 3 Tesla, depending on the nature of the magnet you are having. Okay, composition of the magnetic material, right? It's around 10 raised to minus Tesla. What is the magnetic field of the earth? Magnetic field of the earth is 10 raised to minus 5 Tesla. If it is 1 Tesla, then the nature would not be like this. Okay, so because magnetic field is one which can penetrate the matter easily. It can easily penetrate to the matter. See, that's why if the magnetic field is high as 1 Tesla that would have existed, then the nature would not be like this. It would be something different. Okay.
See, if you take magnetic field due to current flowing in the nerve fiber is of the order 10 raised to minus 10 Tesla, minus 8 to minus 10 Tesla, like that. See, therefore Tesla is a huge unit, and we can specify approximate value of magnetic field around that we have come across in terms of Tesla like this, or in terms of Gauss. So let us consider one or two problems, simple problems related to motion of charged particle and whatever expressions we have taken. Problem. A proton of mass 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg and having charge plus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb moving in a magnetic field of strength 4 into 10 raised to minus 4 Tesla, 4 into 10 raised to minus 4 Tesla with a velocity with strength experiences a maximum force experiences a maximum force of 1.2 into 10 raised to minus 3 Newton. Then find speed of the proton. See, in this problem, we have a proton of 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg having this charge, positive charge, moving in a magnetic field. Strength of magnetic field is 4 into 10 raised to minus 4 Tesla. See, it is experiencing this much of force. Then they are asking you to calculate what is the velocity or speed, magnitude of velocity or speed of the protons. See, we know that magnetic force is given by BQV sin theta. For maximum force, theta must be equal to 90 degree. They have given maximum force, naturally theta must be 90 degree. See, what is B here? They have given B is equal to 4 into 10 raised to minus 4 Tesla, and charge is given 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Okay. Force is given, this is 1.2 into 10 raised to minus 3. They ask you to calculate what is speed or velocity of it. E is equal to V is equal to F divided by B into Q. F is 1.2 into 10 raised to minus 3. What is B? B is equal to 4 into 10 raised to minus 4. 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27. I think, see, this is not possible because what is the speed, highest speed? What is the highest speed of any particle in this nature? Speed of light is the highest speed. See, therefore, you won't get this. See, this comes out to be how much? 10 raised to minus 31. Oh, it is not possible. See, therefore, I just make little bit simplification. See, I take this as 10 raised to, this is 31 minus 3, 31 or 29. I just take it as 10 raised to 23. 10 raised to 23 minus 23 Newton. What you are going to get? 10 raised to minus 23. 27 minus 4, 31. When it comes over there, so you will be getting that 1 point, this is 0.3 into, see, this is 31, this is 10 raised to 8 divided by 1.67. You please simplify this, you will be getting meter per second. Some value multiplied by 10 raised to 8 meter per second. You please simplify and find this. Say, have you got this? Say, if I keep it 10 raised to minus 3 Newton itself, you will be getting value which is more than 10 raised to 8. It is impossible. So you know that the ultimate speed that you could expect is speed of light. Only photon can travels with the speed of 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. I mean, light can travel with that speed. No particle can move with that speed. Light speed is the ultimate speed. See, therefore, I just change the numerical value so that it experiences a very less force, and so that we will get this value. Okay, please simplify this. Good morning, students. So today I just continue with the problems related to magnetic force acting on a moving charged particle. A copper has 8 into 10 raised to 28 conduction electrons per cubic meter. A copper wire of length 1 meter and cross sectional area 8 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square, carrying a current and lying at right angles to magnetic field of strength 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 Tesla. Experiences a force of 8
8 into 10 raised to minus 2 Newton. Calculate the drift velocity of electrons in the wire. See here, the charge is given by, so you know that in a conductor there are large number of free electrons. See, they have given free electron density, how many electrons are present in a cubic meter, that is given. And the conductor is having a length 1 meter, having cross sectional area 8 into 10 raised to minus 6. It is carrying current. So you know that the electric current is due to drifting of electrons along a particular direction. See, therefore you have to determine the drift velocity of the electron. And here the conductor is kept in a uniform magnetic field, therefore it experiences a force. That force is given, and the magnitude of field strength is also given. You have to find out what is the drift velocity. See, first let us find out what is charge. Charge due to, total charge due to electrons present in the wire. N into A into L into E. See, N is 8 into 10 raised to 28. What is area of cross section? 8 into 10 raised to minus 6 square meter, and the length is 1 meter. And what is this? 1 charge on the electron, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. See, this comes out to be 1.024 into 10 raised to 5 coulomb. So you are going to this much. Then they have given strength of the magnetic field 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 Tesla, and the force it experiences 8 into 10 raised to minus 2 Newton, and also the angle between the direction of the conductor and the magnetic field, this is 90 degree. You have to find out what is drift velocity. See, we know that F is equal to, what is the relation? F is given by, F is equal to B into I into L into sin theta. See here, what is I? I is equal to, here I is equal to see here, see I can be written in terms of or you can write in terms of charge itself. See this, because we have considered charge now. See, this can be written as BQV sin theta, BQV sin theta. See, in the place of V, I consider it Vd. Vd is drift velocity. See, therefore, Vd is equal to F divided by B into Q into sin 90. See, this is equal to, force is 8 into 10 raised to minus 2. And what is the field strength? 5 into 10 raised to minus 3, 1.024 into 10 raised to 5, and you know that sin 90 is 1. On simplification, you are going to get 1.563 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter per second. See, this is the drift velocity. Please, once again, you check it up with the calculator and confirm this final answer. Okay, so here first I have considered what is the total charge associated with the conductor, this much, And since this current carrying conductor is kept in a magnetic field, it experiences a force, and that force is given, and we have determined what is the drift velocity. See, now we shall take the next problem. See here, see we have an alpha particle, an alpha particle of charge 3.2 plus 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, moving with a speed of speed of 5 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second in a magnetic field of strength 4 into 10 raised to minus 3 Tesla. Calculate force acting on the alpha particle, if the direction of motion of alpha particle makes an angle 30 degree with the field direction. See, suppose if the magnetic field is directed like this is the magnetic field, okay. The alpha particle Q is equal to 2E, charge is QE, 2E. See, it is moving like this, its angle is, say, moving with certain velocity v, and angle is 30 degree. See, what is the force acting on the alpha particle? F is equal to BQV sin theta. Now let us substitute for this. See, here charge on the alpha particle is 2E, remember this, and that is equal to, they have already given, 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, and it is moving with a speed of 5 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second. See, then theta is 30 degree, which implies what is sin 30? Sin 30 is equal to half 1 by 2. See, now substitute for all these quantities. B is 4 into 10 raised to minus 3 Tesla. F is equal to 4 into 10 raised to minus 3, 5 into charge is 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 19, 5 into 10 raised to 6 into 1 by 2. See what you are going to get. See, this comes out to be 2 times 32 multiplied by, say, 10 raised to minus 13, or this is 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 12 Newton. See, the force acting on the charged particle is very, very small. See, it's very difficult to measure the force experienced by it. Have you got it? Huh? a proton moving in a magnetic field, a proton moving in a magnetic field of 2 into I cap plus 3 into j cap Tesla with a velocity 2 into 10 raised to 5 into I cap meter per second. Calculate the magnetic force on the particle. The magnetic force on the particle. See, you know that force due to magnetic field is given by Q into V cross B. See, this is the relation. See here, what is Q? Q is proton. Charge on the proton is plus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Okay. See, now let us take cross product. V cross B. Here V is equal to how much? 2 into 10 raised to 5 meter per second into I cap, and B is 2 into I cap plus 3 into j cap Tesla. F is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. So you must consider this cross product. 2 into 10 raised to 5 into I cap cross 2 into I cap plus 3 into j cap. (1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19) 2 into 10 raised to 5 I cap into 2 I cap cross I cap plus 2 into 3. So let me directly write a 4 here. 2 into 3, 6 into 10 raised to 5 I cap cross j cap. Okay. See here, I cap cross I cap is equal to 0 because vectors are parallel. See, in cross product you know that A cross B is equal to AB sin theta. If theta is 0, cross product is also 0. See, therefore these two vectors are parallel to each other, therefore their cross product is 0. While I cross J gives you K, unit vector K. See, therefore, see, this will vanish as only that term remains. 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, 6 into 10 raised to 5 into K cap. 16 6 the 9.6 into 10 raised to minus 14 Newton to K cap. So therefore, this force perpendicular to both charged particle, motion of the proton, direction of motion of the proton, and direction of the magnetic field. See, this equation tells you that F is always perpendicular to both these vectors. See, that's why it is called cross product. Because see, force is acting in this. Suppose if you take 3 vectors, see, this is I cap, see, this is j cap, and this is k cap. See, here you found that force is acting in this direction. It is perpendicular to both these vectors.
So let us consider force acting on a current carrying conductor. Force acting on a current carrying conductor kept in the magnetic field. A wire of 12 centimeter long, a wire of 12 centimeter long, and carrying a current of 2 ampere, is placed perpendicular to a uniform magnetic field, If force of 0.8 Newton, acts on it, calculate the strength of the magnetic field, strength of the magnetic field. See here, what is the relation? F is equal to BIL sin theta. A wire of 12 centimeter long carrying a current is placed perpendicular. So the magnetic field is acting like this. So you don't know what is the strength of the magnetic field, what is the magnitude, and here we have a current carrying wire. See, and what is its length? Length is equal to how much? 12 centimeter, I mean 0.12 meter. So this is the length of the conductor. It is kept there, and it is carrying a current of how much? 2 ampere. Current of 2 ampere is there. It will be experiencing force of 0.8 Newton. They ask you to find out what is B. B is equal to F divided by I into L into sin theta. See, F is 0.8 divided by current of how much? 2 ampere is passing 2. Length is 0.12 meter and sin 90. See, this comes out to be how much? This is 0.4. See, this comes out to be 3.33 Tesla. 3.33 Tesla. The magnetic field acting on the conductor, the magnetic field in which conductor carrying current is kept is 3.33 Tesla. It exerts a force of 0.8 Newton. Okay. So now let me consider another interesting problem wherein there is a conductor carrying current in a magnetic field. It experiences a force. See, therefore, this force acting on the conductor in the upward direction, and the conductor is kept freely in space. Therefore, naturally it has force acting in the downward direction, force due to weight. So you have adjusted the magnetic field in such a way that the force due to gravity is balanced by magnetic force. See, therefore it is kept floating in air, right? A straight wire of mass, 200 gram and length 2 meter, carries a current of 2 ampere, carries a current of 2 ampere. It is suspended in a mid-air. It is suspended
suspended in a mid-air. It is suspended in a mid-air by uniform magnetic field B. Find or calculate the magnitude of the magnetic field. See, therefore here we have a wire carrying some current. How much? Current of 2 ampere, and its weight is acting in the downward direction, mg, and because of the magnetic field acting on the wire, so it will experience a force. So therefore this is force due to magnetic field. They balances each other. See, therefore what is the maximum force? F maximum due to field is equal to weight. What is the maximum force? BIL is equal to weight, mg. See, therefore B is equal to mg divided by I into L. See, what is m here? They have given 200 gram. 200 into 10 raised to minus 3 kg. What is G? G is 9.8 or 10. Let me take 10 meter per second square. Approximately 10 meter per second square. And what is I given? 2 ampere. And what is the length of the wire? Length of the wire is also 2. See, what you are going to get? You are going to get 0.5 Tesla. 0.5 Tesla. 0.5 Tesla. See, this can be easily done in the laboratory condition. Just by applying 0.5 Tesla, you can make the wire floating in air if you pass a current of 2 ampere of current through a conductor. An electron is projected. An electron is projected with a velocity of 10 raised to 5 meter per second at right angles to magnetic field of 1.9 into 10 raised to minus 6 Tesla. Calculate radius of the circle. Calculate radius of the circle. Calculate the radius of the circle described by the electron. Described by the electron. And also find its frequency period and energy. See, when electron is projected with a velocity of 10 raised to 5 meter per second at right angles to magnetic field. Magnetic field. See, this is magnetic field. Magnetic field acting like this. It is perpendicular to plane of the board and directed into the board. Okay. So when an electron enters like this, it experiences a maximum force and it started moving along the circular paths. So you know that it experiences a centripetal force. Okay. Centripetal. The Lorentz, the magnetic force provides the necessary centripetal force. Therefore, BQV is equal to mv square by r. BQV is equal to mv square by r. See here, 1v got cancelled, therefore r is equal to what? R is equal to mv divided by b into q. mv divided by b into q. So you know what is the mass of the electron, velocity and all other data is given. See, therefore you just substitute for it. See, what is mass of the electron? So you know that mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. What is the velocity? Velocity is 10 raised to 5 meter per second. And what is the strength of the magnetic field? Very small, 1.9 into 10 raised to minus 6 Tesla. And what is the charge on the electron? 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 Coulomb. So you please substitute all these values in this equation. So you are going to get R is equal to, mass is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 and velocity is 10 raised to 5. B is 1.9 into 10 raised to minus 6. This is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Okay. So now you make all this substitution and on simplification you are going to get about 0.3 meter. So the radius is 0.299 meter. This is the radius traversed by the charged particle. So now let us take what is the frequency. So we have a relation for frequency. So we know that mv is equal to, from that relation mv is equal to bqr, right? mv is equal to bqr. So you know that we can write like this, m into v by r is equal to bq. One v got cancelled. See, therefore, but v is equal to r omega, or v by r is equal to omega. So what is this omega? Omega is given by 2 pi by t. R, this can also be written as, what is 1 by t? R. V by r is equal to 2 pi into nu. We call it as frequency. 1 by t is frequency. 1 by t is equal to nu, frequency. See, therefore, in the place of v by r, I just 2 pi m into nu is equal to bq. Or nu is equal to bq divided by 2 pi m. Okay. Again, substitute for, see, this is frequency. Nu is equal to, B is how much? 1.9 into 10 raised to minus 6. 10 raised to minus 6. Q is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 divided by 2 into 3.14. 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31. What is the final result? The final result comes out to be equal to about 5.3 into 10 raised to 4 hertz. See, this is the frequency. See, if you want to know what is the time period, the time taken for one revolution, The time period is given by what? T is equal to 1 by nu. This is equal to 1 by 5.3 into 10 raised to 4. This comes out to be around point. This is 1 by 0.18 or something, 0.18 into 10 raised to minus 4 second, or this is 1.8 something into 10 raised to minus 4 second. Please check it up approximately. And what is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy of the electron. Kinetic energy of the electron is given by K is equal to half mv square. Half mass is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31. What is the speed? 10 raised to 5 whole square. So you are going to get 4.55 into 10 raised to minus 21 joule. See, this is the kinetic energy associated with the electron. See, in this way, so when a charged particle enters the magnetic field perpendicular to the field direction, it started moving along the circular path. Here, force due to magnetic field provides necessary centripetal force for the electron. Therefore, it started moving along the circular path. The time taken to complete one revolution is called period, and number of revolutions completed in 1 second is called frequency. Okay. See, first we have calculated the frequency, then period of revolution. In a very small time interval, the electron completes one revolution. So let us consider the situation wherein we have crossed fields. We have fields which are acting perpendicular to each other. What is the behavior of a charged particle in a crossed field? Let me take the last problem. A stream of charged particles a stream of charged particles is moving undeviated with a velocity of 500 meter per second, 500 meter per second in a region of crossed fields, if the magnitude of electric field is 1000 volt per meter, find magnitude of magnetic field. See, in this case, electric field is perpendicular to magnetic field. So one is perpendicular to another. See, we have a charged particle which is moving with a speed of q, and it is moving with a speed of 500 meter per second. See, here we have electric field E acting. Here we have magnetic field acting. Right? See, this is the direction of propagation of charged particle. So we know that in a crossed field, what is the velocity? V is equal to E by B. So E is equal to how much? E is 1000. This implies B is equal to E by V. we have to calculate the strength of the magnetic field. See, therefore, B is equal to E is, this is 1000 volt per meter divided by 500. See, this comes out to be 2 Tesla. 2 Tesla. Therefore, it experiences a force of 2 Tesla in the in the region of, it experiences a magnetic field. So, the magnetic field acting on the charged particle is having a magnitude of 2 Tesla, right? See, only when you keep this much of magnetic field and when the electric field is like this, 1000 volt per meter, and the electric field is of this magnitude and magnetic field of this magnitude, see, if they are acting perpendicular to each other, in such a situation, if you allow an electron or any charged particle to enter the crossed field, it does not experiences any force. It proceeds undeviated. Okay. See, this technique has been adopted in selecting charged particles from a stream of other particles. A charged particle moving with a particular velocity from the stream of other charged particles. That is why it is called as velocity selector. Okay, these are some of the examples related to the force experienced by a charged particle moving in a magnetic field. See, in the last class we have understood, suppose if this is a magnetic field, if this is a magnetic field acting perpendicular to the plane and into the board, if any charged particle enters there, if a charged particle Q enters there, it will experience as a force. See, therefore, because of this magnetic field, it experiences a force inwards and velocity acting in this direction. This I have explained, and as a result, it started moving along the circular path. Right? See, this is possible only when the maximum force due to magnetic field BQV becomes equal to centripetal force mv square by r. See, therefore, we came to conclusion R is equal to mv divided by BQ. This is one relation. So, using this you can calculate the radius. And secondly, as I explained in the previous problem, see, mv by r is equal to BQ. mv by r is equal to BQ. 1 v got cancelled. Say V is equal to what? V is equal to R omega. See, therefore, M into omega is equal to BQ, where omega is called angular frequency. Therefore, if you want to calculate angular frequency, we have a relation BQ divided by M. See, this gives you what? Angular frequency. Angular frequency. But omega is equal to what? 2 pi into nu, where nu is called frequency. See, therefore, nu becomes equal to BQ divided by 2 pi m. See, this gives you frequency. Number of revolution made by a charged particle in a unit time is called as frequency. And you know that period is equal to reciprocal of frequency. Therefore, T is equal to 2 pi m divided by BQ. See, this gives you what? Period of revolution. Period of revolution. Period of revolution. Here you must remember one thing. Say, this period does not depends on the speed of the charged particle when it enters the magnetic field. See, here speed term is not there or velocity term is not there. Time period is independent of velocity. It depends only on the strength of the field applied and magnitude of the charge and also mass of the particle, charged particle. It is independent of velocity of the charged particle. See, that you must remember. See, all these things
all these quantities are independent of velocity. Only kinetic energy of the charged particle depends on the velocity. See, from this equation we can also find expression for kinetic energy. How? See, we can write equation for V. V is equal to what? R is equal to m into V by BQ, or V is equal to BQR divided by M. BQR divided by M. See, you know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, half mv square. What you are going to get? See, this comes out to be v square q square r square divided by 2m. See, this is the kinetic energy associated with the charged particle. We can calculate kinetic energy. See, then if you want to know what is the momentum, momentum can also be calculated. See, m into v. See, if you multiply this by m on both sides, this gives you momentum. See, therefore, what is momentum? Momentum P is equal to m into v. See, this is equal to VQR. So this gives you momentum. Okay. Or say you know that K is equal to P square by 2m. You can also find this by P is equal to root of 2mk. If you know the kinetic energy, directly put the value for kinetic energy and calculate the linear momentum. See, this is the case when a charged particle enters the magnetic field perpendicular to the field direction. Okay. See, we make use of all these relations, see, while solving some problems, and these relations are very much required, say, while you are going to understand about cyclotron, particle accelerator called cyclotron. So you have also understood that if a charged particle enters the magnetic field either parallel or anti-parallel to the field direction, it does not experience any force. Therefore, the charged particle proceeds undeviated. On the other hand, see, if the magnetic field is acting like this, and if a charged particle makes an angle theta, if the velocity makes an angle theta with respect to the field direction, with respect to the direction of the magnetic field, then it has two components. Say, one is along this and another one. Say, this component is v naught cos theta. If you take the initial velocity as v naught cos theta, and what is the vertical one? V naught sin theta. See, there is no acceleration along horizontal direction, and the charged particle started moving like this. Its path would be spiral. This also I have explained in the previous class. See, here, say v naught cos theta, the component v naught cos theta makes the particle to move along horizontal direction, while the component v naught sin theta responsible for movement of the charged particle in a circular path. Okay, and the linear distance covered by a charged particle in a time gap of one period is called as pitch. So therefore, what is pitch? Pitch is equal to v naught cos theta into t. V naught cos theta into t. V naught cos theta is the component of velocity along the direction of magnetic field, and t is the period of revolution. When you multiply that, you will get pitch. It is the linear distance covered by a charged particle during a duration of one period.